Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing a solid color build challenge. As you can see the color today was orange and I didn't start this challenge but I think it was Deligracy. I just thought I'd give it a shot. I do think that I got quite lucky having the color orange. It works pretty well for the floorboards. It means I can have a bit of wood in the house as well. But I also do think that the build looks way too orange by the end of it. But you'll see that. And so here I am just checking the doors, seeing what kind of style we're going to go with, even though in the end it does end up being a bit mismatched, but did the best I could do with the options I was given. So here I am just putting a porch on the front and the back of the house, and I think it just adds a nice little shape to it. Putting it up on a foundation and then start working on the roofing. I was going to do just a half wall for the roof, but I thought it would look a bit better with the regular tiled roofs. So the roofing does take me a little while in this, but I do get it. It just takes a while to blend the roofs all together to kind of make them look a bit better. And I was even surprised to see that there was an orange roof option, because normally I would go with the black, but I was surprised to see that there was an option available. So here you can see me just trying to blend that in, and I think that's it there. Then add a roof onto the front and back porch, and you see me doing that now. Just using that half-hipped roof, I think it gives it a nice shape on the porches, and extending that roof out just a little bit. So here I am picking the roof color. That it was such a bright color when I looked at it at first, so I was looking at that other one, but it didn't work for the build, as well as the roof trim, I suppose. And then just putting in some stage here, and looking to see what columns I could use. There weren't any columns that were like bright orange, but I thought this would kind of work because it does have the orange tinge and it does come under the orange category in the catalogue, so I thought that would be alright. And just popping in some orange fencing there too, which I actually think matches pretty well to the columns, and I wasn't really expecting that, if I'm honest. And just putting some stoning in there. It's kind of like it's got a pattern to it. Just seeing what I preferred out of the orange options they gave me. I went with this one. It looked more brown to me, but I decided that that was the best option, and it was in the catalogue, so I thought it would be okay. Just looking to see what front door options there are, and I ended up going with this door from Discover University. And I couldn't figure out what way I wanted these stairs to face. And I knew I wanted them at the front door, but I couldn't quite figure it out. And there I am, just changing the shape a little bit, which I think made it look a little bit better. So just sorting out a floor plan here. It's a bit of a strange shape to the house because of on the left hand side having that rectangular shape, and still needing to get around to all the rooms because I was trying to figure out where I could fit a study and a lounge, a dining room and a kitchen. Here you can see I'm struggling with it upstairs as well because I was hoping to have a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house. I honestly didn't know that the swatch for the store existed. I do like the store, so I was very pleased with that. And I was going to put some arches in here, but they didn't line up centrally with the wall, so I decided to just get rid of the wall and add some columns instead, because it does kind of give that arch effect and it still gives an open floor plan. So I'll just add some columns on the side there just to finish that off, and then putting a door in here. This is what's going to be the half bathroom, and I couldn't get the door underneath the stairs, so I had to change where the bathroom was. You'll see in a bit. This is me trying to decide on a railing, and I had to go with the super modern railing, even though it's not really that modern a house, and you'll see by the end that the style is definitely not a modern home. And here I am just changing that bathroom around so I could have that door in the center, so I could have the toilet on one side and the sink on the other side. And I am just putting some wooden flooring in. So I put some tiles in the bathroom there. I was going to put some carpet into the bedrooms, but the carpets were awful, so I just decided to make the bedrooms wooden as well. It's not unheard of, so I thought it would be alright. When I put in that column, it got rid of the door, so I just had to add that back in there. And using a university window, I Discover University window here as well. I think all the windows I use are Discover University actually. The window wouldn't sit centrally to the top part at the front, so I decided to just leave it out. I thought that it looked okay without it, so it wasn't too big a deal. And now just moving on to wallpaper. I went with this tiled wallpaper for the bathrooms because it kind of actually went pretty well with the tiling on the floor. And this is kind of when I realized how orange this house is going to be when I'm putting in the wallpaper. Now moving on to lighting. My favorite light is actually the saucer light that comes in the base game, but it doesn't come in an orange swatch, so I had to go with these. But because this light hangs down, I didn't want to put it into the bathroom because I thought it might get in the way of the door, even if it might not in Sims. Realistically, it probably would. So I'm just I popped some more lights into the bathroom there, and some lights on the outsides there. So it was okay to pop the hanging lights there because they're both bigger bathrooms upstairs, so they wouldn't get in the way of the doors. And I was going to use these island living counters because I personally really do like the counters, maybe not in that swatch, but then I realized the overhead cabinet wouldn't match, so I changed to these more modern style cabinets and then was able to use the overhead cabinets. So I actually did manage to find the orange swatch for the oven, but the fridge, I didn't know if that counted as orange. It has a bit of orange on it, so I just used it, even though it's not completely orange. I wanted to add some clutter items in here. I really like the having like wooden spoons and that on the side of the oven, but they didn't have that in an orange swatch, so I had to kind of make do with what was there. And I do think it looked okay. I actually do like the way the build came out if it wasn't orange. Like, I enjoyed the layout. So here the dining tables were too big, or they were too small. So I added two of these smaller ones together to make a four-seater dining table, which I thought made a bit more sense because if you have three bedrooms upstairs, the likelihood is it's 3 or 4 Sims that are staying in the house. So I thought that suited it just a bit better. And I couldn't get that plant central to the tables because obviously they are two separate tables. So I had to move the tables to the side so I could get in the middle. Here I was looking for the cabinet with the plates in it. It comes up later, and I do manage to find it, so I do end up putting that in there instead. Just looking for something to fill that wall there. Using this tiny living rug. I really like that rug, and I think the blue actually nicely breaks up the orange in the room. Not completely because there's like a ton of orange, but it does give a little bit of a break. I struggled with these blinds because the way that the window sits, it sits too high for when the blinds clip on, like snap onto it. So it kind of comes through the floor at the bottom. So I had to I had to change the blind first. Then I had to move the window out and put the blind in separately, and then it didn't clip anymore. Just putting in a welcome mat. I wanted the umbrella stand from Seasons, but that doesn't come in an orange swatch either, and neither does any of the Kotaks. And there you can see I found the plate cabinet. Just looking for a plant so that the green will kind of help make the room not look so orange. That plant does have an orange pot, so I figured that would be alright. Obviously, I don't think they have any actual orange plants, so just moving on to this half bathroom here. They don't have any solid orange toilets, but that has an orange trim to it. And the rug from the dining room does kind of clip into the bathroom, but that counter with the sink actually covers it, so it's alright. And moving on to the living room now. I was having a look through the sofas, seeing what was the best option, and I don't think I've ever actually used a sofa before, but I think I would like it in a different swatch. It's a bit more realistic looking. And using the Tiny Living TV here, because that's the only thing that had an orange swatch. And putting in some plants as well. Then just popping in a coffee table and that light as well. And I thought that rug really suited just being there. Now in the living room, I know that a lot of parents wouldn't let children have their toys in the living room, but I've just got some toys here. I thought it would be nice for the kids. And moving on to the study here. Just popping in a nice big desk. As much as I tried to add clutter to this house, I found it quite difficult because a lot of the items that I generally use for clutter don't come in the swatch, so it was it was a bit difficult, and I felt that a lot of the stuff that I used ended up getting repetitive. But I do think in the end, with the layout of the house, it actually looks quite nice. I always found that that picture is a bit big, so I like to size down that picture. Then I think it just fits in a little bit better. So just adding something to fill up the space here in the hallway. It's not much, it's just an accent table with just a plant and some tissues on it. And then a painting above it, which you'll see in a bit. But I do think that it adds a little bit more to the room than what would have been there in the first place. Doesn't make it look so empty. I realize that this rug is mainly white, but it does have those orange stripes on it, so I thought that looked quite nice too. Having that pattern on the bed, I found difficult to match other furniture to it because otherwise it would look too busy in the room. So I was trying to find plain looking furniture, and it was proving a bit challenging. And so it's actually the rug that I struggle with most, I think, in terms of the patterning. So I managed to get this one and just sized it down twice. Moving on to the master ensuite, we have that same toilet again with the same combination of counter, sink and mirror, and just a standalone bath, and then a shower there. I always like to put a rug underneath the bath just to add a bit of realism. So you'll see me do that just right now. And I figured because the next floor up would be the roof, it's not too big an issue having those blinds clipping. It was just because in the kitchen, if they're clipping into the floor, it would show in the master bedroom, and that would be really difficult to hide. So I thought it would be fine if it was clipping into the ceiling a little bit. So just doing a kid's bedroom here. There's not a lot of clutter in it, and it's very, very orange. But I figured they have some toys downstairs in the living room, and if they just have that arts table as well, I thought it would be okay. So just adding some decorations onto the wall here. Now here I did a teen's bedroom. I kept it very simple with this room, and yeah, I just kept it very simple. They have a desk and a dresser and a bed, and I honestly didn't add much else. I didn't want to add a lot of decorations because if you're putting orange decorations onto an orange wall, you're not going to see them much anyway. So I just popped that tiny living picture just above the desk there for them. I know I used a lot of the tiny living stuff pack in this build, but it really is a good. I think the furniture looks really, really nice, and it made it a bit easier to build with. So here I'm just doing the family bathroom, and same with the blinds in here. They will clip into the ceiling, but it'll look okay because you won't see them clipping. And that was counted as an orange bathtub. I wanted a shower tub combo, so that's what I went with. But I'm not entirely sure why it's classed as orange. It's a bit beige, but I wouldn't class it as orange. Now moving on to the outside here, I couldn't get an easel for the build because they don't come in an orange swatch. So there are a few skill building items. There's the guitar and the chess table, but you can buy books with the bookshelf, so I thought that would be okay. Here I'm just building a pool. I know there's no orange swatch for the pool trim, but I made the entire pool on the inside orange with tiles on the floor and walls. So it is an orange pool, kind of. Just adding some paving out over here. Trying my best to make this a nice family garden, but it kind of looks just the same as the inside because it's all just very orange. I did very little landscaping in this build because there's not much in the way of orange trees or bushes, so I couldn't really do much, and you'll see that in just a little bit. I was trying to find a grill, but there's no grill with an orange swatch, so I couldn't do that unless I put a cauldron in, which I didn't think was what you'd normally have in a house. Just putting some terrain paint down, just some dirt. It's not orange, but it's terrain paint. I don't think they would have classed it anyway, even if it was orange. So just saving my build now. That's it all finished. And yeah, I'll show the floor plan from the top just in a little bit so you can kind of see what happened throughout the build. And that's the end of my build. So like, comment, and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you next time.